you can do with the microphone that you can't do with this other setup is change to the different frequencies. You can change the power setting on the for the transmit power. So that's one of the other features, or two of the other features you can do with the microphone, right off the microphone buttons.
Wow. And you had mentioned just now when I was testing our video feed again that this big honkin' expensive microphone foot pedal setup will also work down at, you said, at the EOC. Is that what you said?
That's correct.
That
at the Walnut Creek EOC,
yep.
on their radios as well.
All right, so that's standard. All right, so what's next?
We're gonna take a run through some of the radio operation and the frequencies that are assigned to the different memory channels.
Okay.
Okay, so I think we're good
Okay.
to go.
So I think, yeah, I can. Oh, I can read that just fine here. Okay, if you can.
So what we're
Go
gonna
ahead.
okay, what we're gonna do? We're gonna start at number 1. We're gonna go back to number 1.
But this is 1, meaning it's pre-programmed.
It's a preset to number 1.
And something you told me last week is don't expect it to be the band plan, because it's not the band plan.
Well,
it's not the whole band plan.
Right, that's correct.
Yeah.
So number 1 is 146.460. That is the Walnut Creek EOC frequency.
Okay.
And if you want to move slightly to the right,
and I can see both here.
Okay, what you're going to see, that's memory 27. Now the number's different, but the frequency you're looking at is the Walnut Creek CERT repeater frequency.
And that's the one that is now suggested that in an emergency we turn to that frequency. And I thought you made a really good comment last week that we hams need to not just rely on presets. In fact, the other day someone had a different band plan and wasn't sure. They said, oh, turn to 18 or something, and somebody said, no, turn to 20. And so if you need to confirm, always confirm with the frequency. Isn't that right?
That's correct.
Okay.
Now, the other usage for that 443-825 frequency is for the incident commanders to connect with each other throughout Walnut Creek.
Okay.
So what we're going to do, we're going to go back to the left-hand frequency to 146. And I am now going to just very quickly describe what's on here.
Okay.
2, 3, and 4 are a set of linked repeaters. They are also used during the week for other call-in nets, as we use typically on Thursday evening. Now 5 is the Mount Diablo repeater frequency, and 6 is another part of the county.
Okay, now is Mount Diablo repeater different than the Walnut Creek repeater?
Absolutely.
Thank you. So I'm
It's got
always learning.
It's a totally different usage.
Okay. Okay.
Now, the other thing, just very quickly, some repeaters are what's known as open, some are closed. Open means they're open to general usage. Closed means they're a private repeater for specific use only.
So does that mean that my ham radio cannot even get those, or that I'm just prohibited from using them?
Well, we'll have to check your radio. That is one I would encourage you to have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 6 is
You
part
mean have those prohibited ones?
Well, Mount Diablo is open.
Okay.
Is one of their open ones.
Okay.
So 6 is another frequency used by part of Contra Costa County. 7 is also assigned to the central part of the county that is used for the central county net check-in on Thursdays.
Okay, and as people are seeing this, they can see the frequencies.
Okay, 8 is another part, 9 is another part. 10, we kept this on here. This is on one of the former lists. This is a frequency that can be used, that's typically used throughout or for the wilderness protocol. If you're in the backcountry, there are people that monitor this frequency on a regular basis at particular days and times. Okay, 11 is another repeater. Now, 13 is the Weather Channel. Okay. 14 is the Rossmoor primary frequency. It's also the same as Memory 70.
Oh, 14 is the same as 70.
That's
okay. That makes sense now. Why, if we check in on 14, we have a few dingles here. We'll just pause.
okay. One quick